When I left law school years ago, I went to George Washington University Law School out on the East Coast, Foggy Bottom, Washington, D.C. I came back to Missouri and was a clerk for the 25th Judicial Circuit Court Judge, the Honorable Douglas E. Long, Jr. And there was something that Judge Long told me that I hadn't heard of up until that time, and it stuck with me really all of these years. That if you love what you do, you'll never go to work a day in your life. And that is so true. I'm a transparent guy. Mike says he's the most transparent, so I'll let him be that. But I'm probably next. And I'll tell you that I have not sold a car one in my life. I haven't sold a vacuum sweeper. I haven't sold a book, a tape. I haven't sold beer, cigarettes, nothing. Trucks, caterpillars, gas, oil. I haven't sold anything like that. But what I have done is what my why is all about. Every day, getting up, finding opportunities, every day. What's my opportunity? And that's what got me excited years ago, was because I loved what I did. And the opportunities was just there. I went to work for the Office of General Counsel at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis for 5.5 years. I was there. And I got to do some extraordinary things like the pediatric genome sequencing program, which at that time it was very costly to have your genes sequenced. And what it was going to do was, it was a problem that they were head on with, and it's how we go. This is an opportunity. It's not a problem. So don't look at problems as problems. Look at them as opportunities. What's our opportunity? And we hooked up with a cancer institute here in St. Louis, and Siteman, and we were able then to be able to take all of the genes, pediatric genes that we had in St. Jude, and we were able to bring them here. And then they began the work of trying to process those and sequence those, because it's magical, the information that comes out of those genes. It tells you about your makeup and sort of what even that medical problems that you could face. I mean, it was great to be a part of that. We had another problem, they said. The problem was we were buying radiation chemotherapy drugs from the East Coast. And by the time that we shipped those from the East Coast to Memphis, Tennessee, by the time we injected it into children to treat their cancer, it was about a 60 to 65% potency going into that child. And the researchers told us if we could just figure out a way to get that up, that they could have a lot more different breakthroughs and could actually be successful at curing some of these childhood cancers. We got together. Kay Jewelers gave us $24 million. A couple other different companies gave us one $40 million, one $50 million. And we built on the campus of St. Jude a manufacturing, a pharmaceutical manufacturing plant. I did all the contracts for it. I did all the hiring. I did the whole processing of it. And the first time that Phil Donahue and his wife, Marlo Thomas, came down, they walked over with the first product off of just, right out of the batch. Took it across, and they injected that. I got to see it, and then 3 years later, after we had done this several times, we began to see all of the positive things that were happening. Again, they looked at problems as problems, but I looked at it as an opportunity, what we could do. And that's a lot, I think, really of what you have here is an opportunity. Clement Auto Group has given us an opportunity to be able to know after we get up what's going to happen, whether it's money or whether it's impacting the community or making your family proud. I mean, these are so great. In 2009, I had a opportunity, because I always look for opportunities. I had an opportunity in Denver, Colorado, to speak at the same business conference with some of the top speakers in the United States. And there was one particular guy that was there that had written a book and came up with a new concept. And that concept was the golden circles. And the guy I'm speaking of is the one you saw in the video, Simon Sinek. He and I, we were in Denver. We got to have dinner together. He picked my mind, I picked his. And he's went on to do really good things, and I think I've went on to do just even better things. But it's those opportunities day by day that when you get up and you face it, and you know, Nate, you made a statement where you said, well, you know, it's all about attitude, and sometimes it's just not that 100%, right? Well, the old judge told me one time, he said, son, he said, I can tell the way your day is going, and I want to tell you something. You need a checkup from the neck up to get rid of the stinking thinking to avoid hardening of the attitudes. If your attitude is not 100%, you got to look at the man in the mirror. Look at yourself and know, why is my attitude this way today? Because selling is all about attitude. It really is. It's a mindset of, you know, what we've been talking about. And one of the things that I think that, and like I said, I've never sold anything, but I sure have helped thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of salespeople and business executives and people to, you know, in various different industries, to help try maybe and motivate them a little bit, or maybe give them some, you know, help them with some processes or whatever it takes, you know, to be able to reach that potential that they have. And so this is one thing I always shared with salespeople, and those of you that have went through the orientation, you've heard me talk about this. When preparation meets opportunity, the outcome is going to be success. And that's what you're doing here today, is you're preparing. BombBomb, if you use it, you're preparing. If you use DealerRater, you're preparing. If you use Facebook, you use Twitter, you're preparing. You're preparing. So you have the opportunity. Now you do all of the preparation. When these two meet, you're going to have success.